Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear learners, today I'm going to show you three different shapes of each letters. When a letter connected to another letters, the stand-alone shape normally change. So it is very important to identify, to remember all of the shape of each letters. So in this episode, I'm going to write it down and show you all of the shape of each letters, inshallah. Let's get started. Now I'm going to start from the letter of Alif. The stand-alone shape of Alif is this one. When it goes beginning of the word, the shape of the Alif is like this. When it goes middle of the word, the shape of the Alif is like this. When it goes end of the word, the shape of Alif is like this. Middle and ending shape is more or less same. Let's move on to the next letter. I'm going to show you next letter Ba, Ta and Tha together because these three letters are exactly same. Let me show you how. This is a stand-alone shape. Beginning of the word shape is this one. Middle of the word shape is this one. And end of the word shape is this one. Okay. I will make it Ba, Ta and Tha by adding only Nuqta. By adding only dots. Let me show you how. If we add one Nuqta on the bottom, it's turned into Ba. If we add, let's remove this Nuqta. If we add two Nuqta, two dots on the top, it's Ta. Can you see? Can you see? It's very easy. I'm not changing anything, I'm just changing dots, nothing else. Now I will make it letter of Tha by adding three dots, three Nuqta on the top. Now it's turned into letter of Tha. So we can understand Ba, Ta and Tha is exactly same, only difference is dots. One dot goes down for Ba, two dots goes up for Ta, three dots goes up for Tha. Very easy to remember if you can remember the small thing dots. Let's move on to the next letters. Next letters Jim, Ha, Kha. These three letters are exactly same. Only difference is one Nuqta. Let me show you how. This is a stand-alone shape. You can see stand-alone shape. Beginning of the word shape is this one. Middle of the word shape is this one. And end of the word shape is this one. Now I will make it Jim by adding one Nuqta on the bottom. Let us add one Nuqta, one dots on the bottom. Now it's turned into Jim. Now I will make it Ha. Okay. When you see no dot, it's mean Ha. For the Ha is no dot. Now I will make it Ha by adding one dot on the top. Now it's turned into Kha. So we can understand Jim, one dot down, Ha, there is no dot, one dot up for Kha. Very easy to remember, very easy to understand. My dear learners, remember one small thing. There are two letters, Ba and Jim. These two letters got one dot down from the 28 letters. Let me show you this two letter. Ba, Jim. So this two letter got one dot down. So from entire 28 letters, whenever you see one dot down, don't think any other letters apart from these two letters. And you can see very clear difference between these two letters. If you can remember this small thing, you'll find it very easier to identify letters. Let's move on to the next letter. Next letter is dal. Standalone shape of dal is this one. When it goes, beginning of the word shape is this one, same, exactly same. Middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. More or less same, there is not much difference. Now I will make it dal by adding only one dot on the top. So we can see difference between dal and dal is one dot on the top for dal, and for dal there is no dot. Let's move on to the next letter, ra. The standalone shape of ra is this one. Beginning of the word shape is exactly same, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. There is not much difference. Now I will make it zay by adding only one dot on the top. Now this ra turn into zay just by adding only one dot on the top. So difference between ra and zay is one dot. Very easy. Let's move on to the next letter. Next letter, sin. The standalone shape of sin is this one. When it goes to beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. You can see this is the letter of sin. Now I will make it shin by adding three dots on the top. Now it's turned into shin. So sin and shin difference is three dots. For the shin, three dots on the top. My dear learners, I have found a lot of my learners, they got confused to identify, to differentiate between sa and shin, because both of the letters got three dots on the top. Let me show you how you can easily understand the difference. Normally, the standalone shape of sa and shin is clearly understandable. But when it goes to beginning and middle of the word, then learners get confused. Let me show you. The standalone shape of sa is this one, beginning shape, and middle of the shape is this one. For the shin, beginning shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one. You can see both of the letters got three dots on the top. That's why most of the learner, they get confused. You can see underneath of three dot for the sa, you can see one line. You can see one line for sa, and underneath of three dot, three line, you can see three line for shin. And for sa, underneath of three dot, one line, again one line for sa, and three line for shin. You can see This is the small thing. If you can remember this small thing, you won't be confused, inshallah. Only difference is both of the letters got 3 dots on the top. Only 1 line for sa and 3 line for shin. This is the difference. Let's move on to the next letter. Next letter is Sad. Standalone shape of the letter of Sad is this one. When it goes to beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. This is the letter of Sad. Now I will make it dot by adding only 1 dot on the top. Very easy. Let's move on to the next letter, Ta. Standalone shape of the Ta is this one. Beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. So for the Ta, there is not much difference. I will make it Zwa by adding only 1 dot on the top. You can see now it's turned into Zwa. Let's move on to the next letter, Ain. The standalone shape of Ain is this one. When it goes to beginning of the word, the shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, end of the word shape is this one. Now I will make it Ghain by adding only 1 dot on the top. I will not change anything else, just I will add 1 dot on the top. You can see Arabic is very easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made learning Quran, understand Quran very easy. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated in several places, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِذِكْرِ. If you really want to learn to understand Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it easier for you. Let's move on to the next letter, Fa. This is a standalone of the letter of Fa. Beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. The letter of Fa got 1 dot on the top. Next letter is Qaf. Fa and Qaf writing shape is exactly same, only difference is 1. For the Fa, 1 dot, and for the Qaf is 2 dot. 2 dot. Qaf got 2 dot and Fa got 1 dot. Very easy to understand. If you can remember these small things, dot, Nuqta, then you won't be confusing, inshallah. You can easily identify all of the letters. Let's move on to the next letter. This is standalone shape. Let's move on to the, when it goes to the beginning of the word, the shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. Let's move on to the next letter, Lam. Standalone shape of Lam is this one. Beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. This is the letter of Lam. Now let's move on to the next letter, Mim. Standalone shape of Mim is this one. Beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. This is the letter of Mim. Next letter is Nun. Standalone shape of Nun is this one. Beginning of the word shape is this one. Middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. This is letter of Nun. Let's move on to the next letter, Ha. Standalone shape of the letter of Ha is this one. Beginning of the word shape is this one. Middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. Beginning, middle, and standalone shape is more or less same. Ending letter shape is little bit different, so you need to remember that. And another type of Ha you will see sometime this type and this type of Ha, and sometimes you will see two dots on the top. When you see two Nuqta on the top, it's called Ta. And another Ta you will see, earlier you already saw that, this type of Ta. There are difference between these two type of Ta. This Ta called Ta'u Majrura, and this Ta called Ta'u Marbota. Inshallah, I will explain more details about these two type of Ta when we go to the advanced level, inshallah. Let's move on to the next letter, the letter of Waw. This standalone shape, when it goes to the beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. More or less same, there is not much difference. My dear learners, sometimes you will see this type of letter is called Hamza, and sometimes you will see this way, Alif, and on top this type of sign is Hamza. Let's move on to the last letter, the letter of Ya. The standalone shape of the Ya is this one. Beginning of the word shape is this one, middle of the word shape is this one, and end of the word shape is this one. Ya got two dots on the bottom. My dear learners, there are only one letter which one has two dots on the bottom, that is the letter of Ya. So whenever you see two dots on the bottom, don't think any other letter apart from the letter of Ya. There are altogether three letters which one has two dots. Let me show you these three letters. Ta got two dots, Kaf got two dots, and Ya got two dots. And sometimes I found, sometimes some learners get confused to differentiate between Ta and Ya, because Ta and Ya, when it goes to beginning and middle of the word, then the shape of Ta and Ya is exactly same. Let me show you how. This is Ta. When we add two dots on the bottom is for Ya. So exactly same, beginning and middle of the word shape is exactly same. When you see two dots on the top for Ta, two dots on the top for Ta, and two dots on the bottom for Ya. So exactly same, only dots goes up for Ta, dot goes down for Ya. Very easy to understand if you can remember this small thing. MashaAllah, my dear learners, I hope you understood all of the shape of each letters. If you can identify, remember all of the shape of each letters, then you will find very easy to understand how to recite any Arabic, how to recite Holy Quran very easily. My dear learners, if you can write it down all of the shape of each letters, then it will be very helpful to remember to identify all of the shape of each letters. So I would suggest, please download the worksheet from there and you can write it down. You can practice writing all of the shape of each letters. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us all tawfiq to learn how to recite Holy Quran perfectly. Jazakumullahu khair for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.